The journey was at an end. Divine starlight had led 3 kings from palaces of worldly wisdom to a child in truth. The journey was at an end, but the story was not over.
Having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, the Magi traveled back to their country by another route. When Herod realized he'd been outwitted, he became enraged, terrified that this infant king would usurp his tenuous hold on Judea. Herod ordered that all male children under the age of 2 be put to death.
Jesus was safe, but Joseph had been warned by an angel to flee to Egypt. But this would not be the last time the kings of the world would try to kill the king of all creation. For a kingdom cannot be ruled by 2 monarchs, and a man can never serve 2 masters. stone was rolled into place, it appeared to a waiting world that a king had been executed and a kingdom forever conquered.
But this was a kingdom which would not be relegated to darkness. On the third day, light began to dawn. This was a stone which would not seal the dead. On the third day, it rolled away. This was a grave which would not have the final word. On the third day, it was empty. This is a king which could not be vanquished. He did not die, he lives.
And the government will be upon his shoulders.
And he will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom from that time and forever.
Jesus Christ